Hey guys, welcome to Cooking with Kyle. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make Rice-A-Roni in your dorm room. Let's get it started. Like any good rice dish, it starts with the ingredients, which I have before me here. You're going to need a box of Rice-A-Roni, any flavor will do, a 2-quart microwavable casserole dish, 2 tablespoons of butter, a serving spoon of some kind, and a measuring cup. Oh, and I almost forgot, you're going to need a microwavable container of some sort. I'm using a ceramic mug. Now, I know you're expecting me to make this rice, but this is actually a school project on whether or not I can write a good set of instructions. So, my friend Kenny is going to be making my rice, for me. Now, since none of you can see the instructions that Kenny is following, I'm going to do a little narrating here. Step 1 is to place the butter in the microwavable container and bring over to the microwave where we will melt for 30 seconds. You might need to melt it for a little longer, but 30 seconds is a good place to start. Once the butter is all nice and liquefied, step 2 is to pour it into the casserole dish and tilt around so that it evenly covers the bottom. This will come in handy as we move on to step 3, which is pouring the entire box of rice into the dish and stirring until all the rice has been covered with butter. Set the seasoning packet aside for later. Once that's all good, it's time to move on to step 4, which is cooking the rice for 1 full minute. After that minute has elapsed, stir the rice and cook for another minute until the rice is golden brown. This shouldn't take any longer than 2 minutes. Back to the desk for step 5, which is measuring out and pouring 2 2/3 cups of water into the 2-quart dish and adding in the seasoning packet. Stir lightly with a fork or your serving spoon and carefully bring back to the microwave to cook for 20 minutes. Try to avoid pouring too much water into the dish because then your rice will need to cook longer. If you don't have a measuring cup, you can always use one of those water bottles that has the ounce lines printed on the outside of the bottle. 20 minutes later, we move on to step 6, which is stirring the rice and cooking for another 2 to 5 minutes, or until the rice has reached your desired consistency. I find that an additional 3 minutes in the microwave puts the rice at just the right consistency and is ready for consumption. Whenever you believe the rice is done, it's time to move on to step 7, which is carefully removing the dish from the microwave. Now, it may be hot, so if you don't have any pot holders, I'd recommend using some socks. Take it out of the microwave and let it cool for 30 to 60 seconds before eating. Once it's out of the microwave and cooled down, time to move on to step 6, which is enjoying the rice dish you've just made. Pretty good. Now at this point the rice is done, but if you're like me and need a little protein in your diet, you can always add a 5-ounce can of chunk chicken. I don't have any 5-ounce cans on me, so I'm just going to be using half of this 12.5-ounce can of canned chicken. Wow. Now if your can of chicken doesn't have a pop top, you're going to need a can opener to open and drain off all the water into a sink, a drain, or out the window until you have just chicken. You'll want to beat the chicken with a fork until it's lightly shredded and pour the entire can over the rice. Take your fork and mix around the chicken and rice until the entire concoction is nicely blended, and voila, you have a chicken and rice dish made in your dorm room.